Hi, my name is Courtney Pruitt, and this is my digital resources analysis project for Module 3. I'm going to share my home screen here. Let's see, make myself small. Okay. So my first digital resource that I'd like to share is the Smithsonian Learning Lab. The purpose of the Smithsonian Learning Lab online is to view the many exhibits and learning resources of the various Smithsonian museums on your device anywhere in the world. It is intended for educators, curriculum developers, librarians, parents, learners, and museum educators. You can view collections that other people have made or make your own collections based on a lot of the exhibits at the Smithsonian's. So if you go under Discover, let's say you are teaching a unit on Abraham Lincoln. It is going to highlight over 2,600 resources from the Smithsonian containing Abraham Lincoln. So it's a great way to show students different artifacts or exhibits on Lincoln, either from National Portrait Gallery, National Museum of American History, and just bring these exhibits into the classroom. If you click on Learning Lab collections, you can see the different collections that other educators have put together on that same topic. That would have maybe a group of different exhibits in that, or you can make your own collection and save it and use it for students. It's just a great way to see artifacts or primary sources from these museums in your classroom. The challenge is that it is a huge collection of information, and descriptions are not always included with the image itself. So if you search civil rights, again, there's going to be a ton of resources and photos available. Let's see, under resources. So you might click on it, but especially for students, there's not going to be a description of what this is. So what you'd want to do is really plan out in advance what images and resources you're wanting to highlight, and maybe make a collection and include in your collection a description of the learning that you want to take place. It would not be recommended for free searching of students without clear objectives of what you're wanting to spend their time on, just because it's just flooded with information, which is good and bad. My second digital resource is PictoChart. Oh, before I forget, the website for this is learninglab.si.edu for the Smithsonian Learning Lab. You do need to have an account, but the accounts are free. Okay, my second digital resource is PictoChart, which is create.pictochart.com. This was a totally new digital resource for me until I started this class. And the overall purpose is to provide online templates or design exploration for information, so infographics, posters, reports, and more. So this is a very engaging way of students maybe to work together to present their learning. The suggested templates are very straightforward to edit. So under mine, I was interested in a kind of 6-part timeline that I made. And I was able to find one that had a sequence of 6. Or for example, this one has like a 5-part information piece. So it's pretty easy to take out the graphics and the information that are suggested and replace it with your own. So this is more engaging than making a poster, and it's easy to edit versus maybe making kind of like a physical product, because if you make mistakes with marker, it can be frustrating for students. So this is easy to edit. One con and challenge is that all the templates do already have suggested content in there. So it can be kind of confusing for students because they might see, leadership styles when that's not maybe what they're working on. So they just need to be taught how to take in and out like the graphics or the content that they need. Already you need to have, you can have a free account, but it only allows you so many free downloads of your finished product. And so you need to make sure you're downloading it to the correct place. Otherwise, you need to pay to upgrade. Also on some of the templates there, if it says it's featured here, you need to pay for that or pay for special graphics. So it's not all available for free, but it is very engaging. And students would need to work together to decide their design elements, which can be challenging, but is part of group projects sometimes. Okay, my third digital resource is Scholastic News Online. So this is a great resource, which is like the online version of the popular educational magazine. They have Scholastic News for all different grade levels. And let's see, I think I'm logged in here for grade 5-6. You can go to the latest issue of Scholastic News, all issues of Scholastic News for grades 5-6. And it has a presentation view for students. So let's take this issue here. You can have students open their presentation view, or maybe you would do this together as a class. You have English and Spanish options. It will take you through the article itself. You can highlight information. At least I thought you could. Here we go. You can highlight information. You can have it play videos. There are vocabulary tabs that you can select. So evacuate. And then you can hit the audio and it will teach the students what the word means.
Evacuate. Verb. To move away from a dangerous area or situation.
Okay, so the benefit is that this can be a great kind of digital bridge from the magazine to reading online. It can be used at home if you don't have copies for each students of the magazine itself. It does include an online teacher's guide and quizzes or skill builders that you have access to here. So there's the article itself, and then there's teaching resources. One challenge is that often it will log you out, so you need to log back in each time. You need a school code and an access code, so it's not necessarily free for everyone. The student view is integrated into the teacher view, so they may get distracted and the students may go into the teacher's guide, or they may go to the quizzes and before you really want them to see what the quizzes are. So you need to make sure they are just viewing the part of the publication that you want them to view. And that website kind of takes you around, but the original one is scholasticnews.scholastic.com. That's kind of the home page here. Okay, my next digital resource is Class Dojo, which is also a totally new resource for me this year. What Class Dojo is a visual and picture sharing site, which is a great connection between home and school, or maybe for older students between just school and themselves. So teachers can share with a large group photos of what they've been doing in their class. So I'm already logged in, actually as a parent for my son's dojo site. So she posts different classroom albums, either from a learning unit they've done, a garden lesson, a field trip, and parents can send messages. They can download the photos themselves to their own device. They can make comments on the album. So for younger students, it's just a really nice connection with families. And for older students, they would just be able to see themselves represented in the album and contribute to it also. The con is that you do need an account, and there's a free version, but if you get the app first through like the app store on your iPhone, the default is $60 a year. And so we needed to backtrack that to the free version. So they kind of default you at the most expensive version. And so you need to just make sure that families aren't paying that amount to be able to see your content for your class. So that is classdojo.com. My last resource is Epic Books. I am a parent. I already have an account set up. You do need to pay for it. Okay, so the purpose of Epic Books online, it's getepic.com. It's just full of online picture books. So it includes illustrated books and their texts. You can read on your own. There are audiobook options here where it reads the book to you. There is the read to me option, which one challenge is that sometimes I click on this and it says we're having trouble loading this content. But I did save. You can save books to your library. So if I make this account for my son, he can have his own favorite books in the library. So let's see, extreme weather. And this has the read to me option. So you press play and it will read to you the audio. It has different, you can highlight the vocabulary words that you don't know. So let's see, let's go to temperature.
Temperature.
And it gives you the definition. So the pros are that you can save books in your library, so you have a real quick way of accessing your favorite stories. I have two there. It adds to vocabulary development. There are educational videos. I don't know why it's not really loading, just the home page. Or if I start over again, that would be a challenge. There are technical glitches here. My account. Here we go. Okay, so popular series, picks include educational videos. So the cons are that you do have to pay for it. Students who are prone to distraction may really kind of get lost on this site, so they may not begin a story and follow it all the way through. As one of the research articles we read for this week or last week, it talked about engaging in a natural flow of reading. And if you're prone to distraction, you may really click around and not, really do a book from beginning to end here. But it can be a really fun way of reading on the go as well for students in the car, or if at home their families are more prone to using digital devices for reading than actual picture books, then it really gives a wide selection of a large library online. So I think I covered everything for Epic Books, and that is getepic.com. So that is my review of the different online digital resources that were new to me, at least in the past few months, and I hope you enjoyed.